you know what I mean. You go to a meeting of this motley crew of lushes, and you see God. So Ray lies to Elizabeth one day, gets her to go backpacking up in Yosemite, which is one of our great wonders. But even Ronald Reagan was not able to destroy during his years as governor of my state. We did Ronald Reagan, and now Arnold. But anyway, neither of them have been able to destroy the miracle and wonder of Yosemite. They go backpacking. Elizabeth is in a rage. It's much longer than Ray said, and the backpack is heavy. Luckily, she's brought alcohol, and they get drunk at the campfire, and they meet these two guys. One is this short little, very funny guy with terrible yellow teeth, and that ends up being the man that Elizabeth falls in love with and marries at the end of Rosie. In the next book, Rosie is 13 or 14, maybe both, and really a star tennis player, which I was also. She doesn't look like me, but clearly she is. Her best friend is this strapping, fabulous, vanilla blonde named Simone, who ends up pregnant by the end of the book and moves away. She's only 14, and it was an accident. I'm sure you understand. That's a long time ago that I wrote that book. I've mostly written books about faith and spirituality because I kind of just want to help. I have a little bit of light in me because of people like you and my church community, my recovery community, and my son and my relatives who all live right nearby me. And I just want to give people my experience and strength and say that this worked sometimes, sort of, better than nothing, but don't bother with this at all. And everything is kind of reducible to bird by bird, that you take really small pieces, you keep 1-inch picture prints around so you can remember that, you can't, it's like Mother Teresa saying, no one can do great things, but we can all do small things with great love. And so you get a 1-inch picture, it goes, whether it's taking care of a parent who's has Alzheimer's, or whether it's about being a new mother or father, or whether it's about starting to be a writer or whatever, you have to let yourself do it really badly, and that's my message always, is it's not going to go that well. And try to get back to where it is you actually are. And if you're really hungry and broke and empty, give it all away, and you will fill up. So 4 or 5 years ago, I just was feeling really stunned and disheartened about the families of 14 or 15, and it was about the way the girls are with the boys now, and the promiscuity with which they service the boys. And it felt like the women's movement, which is actually when my life began, when the first issue of Ms. Magazine came out, when I was 16 years old in 1970, it was as if that had never happened. And their value was being determined. Hi, come on up. Hey, sit anywhere. You can sit if you want. This person knits those, the black pants on. I've seen her hit some people. But anyway, it's shocking to me. It's so sad that the girls still, or again, I feel like there was kind of a huge transformation. And when I went to college when I was 17, I went to Goucher, which is a women's college outside of Baltimore, and I had a lot of really radical feminist teachers and just carriers of the word that everyone counts the same. Same word as Martin Luther King. Everyone counts the same. Don't do something to shame and disgrace yourself because you're afraid of the people who seem to hold the power, because it's an illusion. And the crucifixion looked like a big win to the Romans. So don't do it so the guys will like you, because maybe in about 45 minutes they're going to need it again, or they're going to want it from somebody else. And all of a sudden, in the last 10 or 15 years, there's been this crazy pattern for the girls at the local high schools. And I thought, now you can tell from Rosie, a quick little heart, that Rosie's very smart. She's definitely smarter than the average bear. 5'11", she's too tall, she doesn't like that. And I thought she wanted to do that because she was raised by Elizabeth and Ray, you know, and Ray is her aunt, but it weighed heavily on me. And you can't save people. First of all, they don't want you to save them. And so you go to Al-Anon and you try to get your sticky little fingers off the controls of other people's lives. And yet at the same time, you want to say to 14 and 15-year-old girls, every so often you just have to trust someone. And you do if you get very sick, you do if you lose certain things. I want you to trust one another. This is going to hurt you more than you will be able to comprehend.